Hey guys, so this is the first time I'm creating a sketchbook tour. Throughout 2020 I got this big sketchbook. I got it in May and I've been filling it until the 1st of January 2021. This is what I want to go through today. So, the first thing I did when I first got the sketchbook is this one. This is Watercolor and Ink. These are poster colors and ink. These are gouache chickens. This is also like an experiment in watercolors. I don't like it very much. This is James and the Giant Peach. It was an experiment with watercolors and layering them with colored pencils. Didn't like it that much. This I think is one of my favorite pages in this sketchbook. It's Reverse Mermaid. It is watercolor and ink and some alcohol markers. This is watercolor ink, and it was like an experimental piece because I wanted to add a human element to some florals. This is just a quick sketch with watercolors, and it doesn't really show, but this, it's shiny, shimmery watercolor. I want it to focus. This was a quick ink and poster color sketch. This is gouache. This is just scribbles and watercolors. This is based on Simone White's song Bunny in a Bunny Suit, and this is ink and watercolor, and these are gouache. Or poster colors, I don't really remember. These here, I was trying this new tempera that I got to mix it with some watercolors and see what kind of texture it might make. This is just a mess. Oh, failures. These are also just random sketches. These are banana and strawberry cats, and these are just sketches of some cats. And this is a scene that I made with colored pencils and some white gel pen. These are just ink and watercolor, just random sketches. This is a fun collage piece that I only did for fun. It didn't have a purpose. This is my friend's cat. I made it with ink and watercolors. This is just ink. This is one of my favorite sketches in this book. These are also some gouache and ink. Some random sketches. I always like to incorporate some human elements in fruit or plants or just natural elements. This is just sketch with watercolor. These are some watercolor florals. This is trying the salt technique where you see all the color disperse. This is watercolor and colored pencils. This is one of my favorite sketches. This was just an experiment from like a reference I saw where all they did was draw a background of a bridge, different seasons, and adding different elements either in black or white to indicate the season. This was a concept where if people found dinosaur fossils under their homes, and here it's a little bit messy. I tried to organize it, but I think I like the messy one better. These are some sketches of houses from when I went to the farm, my grandparents' farmhouse. This is watercolor and colored pencils. This is ink. This, I wasn't in a very good place. This is the other way around. It's just some colored pencil birds. They're just, it's a page of cats. So, just a page of cats. These are colored, this is colored pencil. These are all watercolor. This is colored pencil and it's just colored pencil. And I think I need to cover this. This is a sketch of a guy holding this star goopy looking shaped thing, and I decided to refine it, so this is the finished sketch. This is ink and colored pencils. I was thinking of Mr. Sandman, which is why here says Mr. Sandman. This is ink and watercolors. Just a woman having tea. This is some frustrations. This sketch was from a concept of like an animation that I was gonna do with my friend, where we would animate the cigarette butts to make them look like snakes inside of the ashtray. It's just messes. This sketch was made because there were 2 blue blotches here and there, and so I didn't want to waste paper, so we just drew around it with a pencil. These are just intuitively sketching with watercolors. This is me having some fun with oil pastels. It doesn't look like anything, but doesn't look like much. This was also like a random sketch of watercolor and colored pencils. These are a bunch of pomegranates. I don't hate this one. Really like it actually. It's just mixed media. This is a bunny holding a heart that says sexy times as an invitation. And this is a jar of things inspired by spell jars and jars that have the randomest stuff in liquid. I don't know, I'm just fascinated by those. This is tied up mermaid. Doesn't look like much. I think this is the halfway sketch. This is one of the sketches that I've done at the end. This is the back of it, this is the front. I think this sketch was done towards the end of the sketchbook. I think I don't have many finished pieces after this. They're just random sketches. This one is of my friend and his adorable 4 cats. I'll insert the finished gouache piece somewhere here so you can see it, but it was such a fun project to work on. I think this was the last sketch in the whole sketchbook. It's of like a dinosaur floaty. Dinosaur pool floaty. These are some misshaped elephants. Some misshaped dragons. This was a very failed attempt at making a weird warped Christmas tree, and the other one is kind of the same failed attempt at a Christmas tree sketch. These are just random sketches. This is, I was feeling really depressed and really low here. This is my friend writing my name. These are some weird sketches with oil pastels and graphite. These are some this and the one after are some metamorphoses with this kind of face. It's watercolor and ink. I like the garlics here. This is like a pumpkin tree bark monster who's holding a lantern. I don't know why. It's Watercolor and Ink. I made this while I was at work. These are colored pencils and ink, and I really liked how the negative space works out in this one. This is the feeling of the first popsicle in summer. This is a concept of a cat galaxy. I still haven't fleshed it out. This looks like a mess. This is one of my favorite pieces. This guy is a rooster. I love this guy. These are some insects. They actually, some of them in this kind of concept became a tote bag. I'll show it to you somewhere here on the screen. This is like a sad potato inviting love into its life and inviting love that lasts. This is just a lizard turtle-ish looking guy who's just done. This day we were making some apple pie, and I was just inspired to grab my watercolors and do some pie sketches. I always like it when people do sketches of cake and pie that are just very simple and random. So I made this cute beetle car. Volkswagen beetle car. And some flowers. This is a sketch of an old lady. I think it was from Pinterest. It's watercolor and colored pencil. It's just this is a random sketch of some acorns. This is my friend. I sketched him with gouache and colored pencils. This is a sun sketch. This is a bunny that grew so much bigger than the house by eating all the mushrooms from the mushroom farm that they had in the back of the house. These are just notes for an animation. This is a watercolor and colored pencil bunny illustration. Just notes. A leaf from one of my plants that fell. This is a very sad guy. These are the same leaves that this dried up one was. This guy's a bat. He's hanging upside down. He's made with watercolors and colored pencils. I really like this kind of face. These are some ghost cats. It's like a family of ghost cats. This is with ink and colored pencils. Just a random colorful face. This guy's having ice cream. Still depressed even though he's having ice cream. Watercolors. This is also watercolor and ink. This is colored pencil and ink. This was a very depressed doodle. And I just blacked this page out. There was a sketch I didn't like, and so I ended up making some small eye and plant sketches using oil pastels. Also oil pastels. These are just swatching some colors. This is a sketch of how it feels to be bleeding and on your period. This is a person with a bird on their face. It's made with graphite. I made a finished illustration. It's somewhere in my room, I guess. And I'll try to find it so I can add it on the screen. It was also made with pencils, graphite. And this is a deer. This is watercolor and colored pencils. Polychromos, Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. the inner demons that we feel that are around us. It's just a ink sketch. This is a sketch that ended up being a gouache painting. I'll add it on the screen. These are just random sketch of what I had planted in the garden. It's just a random sketch of a face with a crown. And that is just a huge mess of oil pastels. And this was supposed to turn into a sticker sheet on Halloween, but it didn't. Dinosaur, some swatches, some more swatches, and that's it. Thank you for watching my sketchbook tour. Feel free to check out my Instagram. The handle is @World of Clem. Would really appreciate all your support. Thank you very much and have a nice day.